Hey, so I think the tier list trend is kind of on its way out, but I didn't really know it existed until everybody was tired of it already, so I'm doing it anyway because it sounds fun. I also did a poll and it sounds like you guys are cool with it. And YouTube showed it to a bunch of people who aren't subscribed to me, so thanks YouTube. I also asked what category you guys would like me to tackle, and a lot of people said teen drama shows, so that's what we're doing. I feel confident in my knowledge of teen drama shows. I feel like I'm gonna be pretty decisive about where I want to put things, and that's just what we're gonna do. There were a lot of other ideas that I might like to do in the future if this video goes over well, so no promises, but I mean, maybe. So here you'll see I have made a list on tiermaker.com. And I put in all of the teen drama shows that I've seen, which is contradictory to something I've said before, which is that I've seen every teen drama show. That was a lie a little bit, because there are actually, I've come to realize, a lot that I haven't seen. I haven't seen the original 90210, Dawson's Creek, any Degrassi's. There are a lot of new ones that I haven't gotten into yet, like On My Block or The Elite. There was this whole phase of MTV and ABC Family ones that I never got into, like Finding Carter or Switched at Birth. But I have seen a lot of teen drama shows. I mean, enough to do this. I basically just Googled teen drama shows and looked at the Google results, the Wikipedia results, and some other miscellaneous blogs and like Rotten Tomatoes. I added everything that I've seen. So there are some of these that I never really considered teen drama shows, like Veronica Mars or H2O or Greek. Even 13 Reasons Why feels a little bit out of place here with some of these, but I didn't want to have to define what I thought was or wasn't a teen drama show. Anything that features teens and that has a primarily teen audience, I feel like I've got them all here in what I think is alphabetical order. I haven't considered where I'm going to put anything yet, so this is all gonna be fresh. I'm doing this right now. This is my computer, I'm screen recording it, I'm deciding where we're putting things. Now that I'm thinking about it though, some of them are obvious, like where else am I gonna put Gossip Girl besides the top tier? Who am I kidding here? I don't know though if I should put anything else up there. Like, do I consider anything equal to Gossip Girl? Also, am I trying to look at this more objectively? Like, am I saying what do I think is of the best quality, or am I saying what is my favorite? I think we're just going to go with my favorites, because I think actually if you broke it down and looked at most teen dramas, a lot of them probably fall within the same quality meter, like to a critic's eye. I mean, there are some of these that I would say are inarguably worse than others, like The Secret Life. We're putting that on F. There we go, we've got our top and bottom tiers figured out. Now that we have Gossip Girl and Secret Life sorted out, I feel like I should go in order, because I'm gonna get stressed if I'm just like, what should go here? We're gonna go in order. But first, let me explain myself a little bit. Why is Gossip Girl the best? I don't know. You want me to explain my opinions? I remember after I watched Gossip Girl, I was Googling shows like Gossip Girl to watch, which is how I ended up watching every other teen drama show, you know, except for Degrassi. I just love it. And it goes off the rails once you get past, like, season 1. But I feel like that's a commonplace thing for any of these shows. They just get so crazy the farther you get in, because they're like, what do we do? Everybody's already cheated on each other. Everybody's already dated everyone else. So I guess somebody's gonna have to get murdered. Somebody's gonna drown. Somebody's going to fake their own death. We have to do this. And I don't feel like I have to explain why The Secret Life gets F tier, because I made a whole video about it. So go watch that, and don't bother me about it in this comment section. Bother me about it in that comment section if you like that show. All right, let's just go through all of these. I'm gonna take a lot longer to decide all of these than I thought I was. This is gonna be a nightmare to edit, and this video might be bad. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. 13 Reasons Why. Interesting one. So, like a lot of other people, when I first watched 13 Reasons Why, the first season, when it first came out, I liked it a lot. And I think that's how it was for a lot of other people, no matter how many people pretend they never liked it now. But I watched the whole thing in one night. I was absolutely invested in it. I think in terms of like drama and addictingness, at least the first season is there. Like, I could not stop watching until I at least got to Clay's tape, and I was already at the end of the season at that point, so I was like, guess we're watching the whole thing tonight. And I think I originally thought it was a good message too. I was like, oh, this is anti-suicide, right? But once all the controversy started, I think you sort of have to develop your opinion on it. So I see now it does very clearly go against everything that like suicide prevention experts have said not to do when you're making a show about suicide. And then season 2, it was a show that I think was built for one season, and then it was so popular that they just sort of had to carry on. But it like, the way they just had to drag on a story that was over was so annoying to me. And at this point, I'm pretty sure most of us can agree it should be canceled for other reasons besides entertainment value. So now I'm stressed. Where do I put it? I'm gonna put it on D. I know a lot of you out there are gonna be like, come on, it's worse than The Secret Life of an American Teenager, right? But The Secret Life was always boring from the start. At least when I first watched 13 Reasons Why, I thought it was good, and then like learned that it was bad upon reading stuff about it. 90210 the remake. So this is a weird one because I feel like my opinion would be altered if I had some sort of connection to the original 90210, but I haven't watched that. And the thing is, I liked 90210 when I watched it when I was in middle school. But I have since tried to rewatch it because I remembered liking it, and I was like, ooh, let's check it out. And I actually don't think it's very good. I would say it's pretty middle ground. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get stressed out having a B and a C. I need to have something that's directly in the middle. It's either going in B or C. Is it worse or better than a complete 5? Worse. Because now I'm just thinking of how many good shows that I like are on this list, and I'm not gonna be able to confidently put it at B. But I think I can pretty confidently put it at C because it's not as bad as 13 Reasons Why. It's definitely got no like problems to it that I'm absolutely going to harp about, you know, but it's not a B. It's not. Dance Academy, I was so happy. I mentioned this in my Bring It On 6 video, and lots of Australians were like, dude, we love Dance Academy, and I'm happy for you. I have H2O and Dance Academy on here. Although the thing about Dance Academy is I don't really remember much about it. I think that I stuck around because I shipped the main character and her love interest. I'll put a picture of them up because, like, how am I supposed to remember their names? I don't know. Oh wait, Jordan and like Katie? I don't think that's right. I think I'm gonna put it in the same place I put 90210. I feel pretty middle ground about it, but I don't think it's good enough to be a B. Dead of Summer. I don't know if a lot of people watched this show. It was like this quick little ghost murdery story that was on Freeform, previously ABC Family. So I did watch all of Dead of Summer. I think that was just because I really liked Jesse's character. Aside from that, again, I think we're going C. C is going to be a very popular category. It's like I don't really care. I don't have strong opinions. It's like, you're not good enough to be a B, but you're not as bad as a D. Way to explain how tiers work, Julia. This video might be so bad. I'm so sorry that you're watching it. I mean, you don't have to. You could leave right now. You could have not clicked on it in the first place. You're doing this to yourself. Next, we have Friday Night Lights. I can imagine a world in which I might like Friday Night Lights, but I don't, and we don't live in that world. I want to like Friday Night Lights so bad. I like the idea of it, like high school football, let's do it. But I just think it's so boring. I can't explain it. Every scene is just boring dialogue. It's weird to explain this because every teen drama show was mostly just people talking, but the way they talk in Friday Night Lights is like nobody actually cares if they live or die. It doesn't have the same moral problems as something like 13 Reasons Why, but I would say I like it just about the same amount as 13 Reasons Why. Okay, next we have Glee. I love Glee. I think that, like every other teen drama show, after like season 3, you might as well just quit watching it because it's dumb. First season Glee was like It changed my life. I remember talking about it all the time to my friends. It was in like 6th grade when it came out, actually. I was still in elementary school. And I talked about it in my Secret Life video as well, but I think it's very stylized, and I think that's what's so good about it. I feel like one downfall it has is that most of the characters are basically solely based on stereotypes. Like, they might branch out of that a little, but they sort of started writing the show being like, this is the cheerleader, this is the gay guy, this is like the theater kid. I'm thinking A, which is sad because I love this show a lot. Like, I almost want to put it up here, but I can't. Because the thing, here's what I'll say. Something can't end up with Gossip Girl up there unless I have ever like had a desire to rewatch it. I, at least once a year, remember that Gossip Girl exists and have to start watching it again. Like, I have to be that level of in love with it to have it on S tier. And Glee, despite me loving it, I think it's great. It's just not there for me. It's not there for me. Greek. I don't remember Greek. I shouldn't have even put it on this list. I have no idea where to put it. I guess what we do when we don't know where to put it is we put it on C. Can I delete it? Can I say I don't want it? Nope, it's there. Next is H2O, just add water. So I love H2O. H2O is the reason why every time I'm swimming, I have to pretend to be a mermaid. It doesn't feel like a teen drama to me. It doesn't really feel comparable to the rest of these. It's definitely not F, D, or C. So we can put it at least up here. I'm gonna put it on B. I feel so sad putting it there. Does that mean it's wrong? Does that mean I should move it to A? Yes. I have to. There's no way around that. One Tree Hill, which for my sister would be an S tier. She loves One Tree Hill a lot. I feel that I love One Tree Hill also. It's definitely not lower than Glee or H2O for me. So it's also going on A. I don't know what's it gonna take for something to end up on B. Oh, you know what? We might actually have one right now. Pretty Little Liars, B. I feel good about that. Let me explain. Pretty Little Liars was so good for the first season, and I think the second season. Whenever the Mona reveal happened, spoiler alert, the Mona reveal, I think, is where the show should have just like stopped in its tracks, because everything after that is like complete chaos. I've been saying I think it's okay to still love a show that has poor seasons because that naturally happens with teen dramas, but then I'm sort of contradicting that by putting 13 Reasons Why and Pretty Little Liars lower and saying that they have like bad later seasons. I think the difference is that their stories come to a natural end. The end of season 1 of 13 Reasons Why is the end of the story. When Mona is revealed in Pretty Little Liars, to me, is the end of the story. And then it just keeps going. I do love the first season, though. I think it's very awesome. That was a great description. It's very awesome. Okay, we have something on every tier now. I'm happy with that. Next is Red Band Society. Not very many people watched it. I said that in my Secret Life video, and it seemed like a lot of you were upset that I said nobody watched it when you did. Don't worry, I also did. The reason I watched it actually is I went to an early screening of The Fault in Our Stars, and they showed a preview for it, which, I mean, obviously they would. It's sick kids, you know? And I was like, wow, I have to watch that. And I did, and I think I liked it. But because it didn't go past a season, like, I don't feel any strong feelings towards it. I don't feel like an attachment to it. You know what? Actually, I think C is a good level for it. C is like what I feel about most things, I guess. Riverdale. The thing about Riverdale is that everybody liked it at first. I mean, I'm talking about like the Stan Twitter demographic. I think like old Archie comics fans didn't like it, and like probably most adults didn't like it. But Stan Twitter, like teenage girls, like me, my demographic, we liked it. And then people one day just decided not to like it anymore. I can't explain it, because most people don't even have the opinion of like it used to be good and now it's bad. I've seen a couple people saying that, but most people are like it's always been bad. People who used to have like Veronica icons and stuff. So I think the hate on Riverdale is a bandwagon. I'm not gonna lie, I think it is. I know that the show is ridiculous. I know it is, but I don't think people consider enough how intentional it is. Like, do you think when they wrote the line, "You don't know the triumphs of defeats of high school football," that they didn't know what they were doing? That's what I don't like. I don't like that people are constantly going off about how bad the writing is, how bad the writers are, when I think that everything that you're making fun of was like a choice. I think that in order to properly criticize Riverdale, which you totally can do, you have to acknowledge the campiness. You have to acknowledge that they're doing these like obscure things on purpose. So I am kind of defensive over Riverdale because I really like it. I actually don't much anymore because they've really leaned into the craziness, and I liked it more in the first season where it was campy but still took itself a little bit seriously. The last episode I watched was the Heathers one because I caught up just for that. I don't really see myself continuing to watch it, but as you know, if you know my channel a little bit, I used to be a Riverdale stan. I used to love Riverdale, and I think that it doesn't get enough credit for like how much it knows what it is. I just don't think people recognize the camp. They don't recognize the camp in it. It's doing everything it does on purpose, and then I feel like it almost makes you look stupid to ignore that. But I also can't acknowledge how far off the rails it's gone and why it's fun to make fun of. This is gonna be a hot take. I'm putting it on A though. It's not Gossip Girl. It is not Gossip Girl. Okay, you know what? It's not One Tree Hill either. It's not H2O. It's not Glee. We're going B. I feel similarly about it how I feel of Pretty Little Liars. Scream. So I watched Scream because Scream, I can't explain. Okay, so Scream is the TV reboot of the movie franchise, and I watched it immediately because I love the Scream movie franchise, mostly the first one. I think it's my second favorite horror movie. I kind of go back and forth between it and Psycho, even though everybody says Psycho is a thriller. I sort of throw thriller and horror together, especially when it deals with murder. And while it definitely doesn't live up to Scream, I don't think it's bad, but I also don't think it's good. Definitely it's a B or C. The question is, do I like it as much as Riverdale and Pretty Little Liars? Or do I like it as much as 90210 and Dance Academy and Dead of Summer? I think it's a B, which is weird because I don't feel like I like it as much as those two, but I do. Skins, not US Skins, because I didn't watch that. Who did? Honestly, I really only watched the first generation and then like half of the second generation. I didn't stop because I disliked the second generation. I just like got busy and then forgot to watch it, and now I would have to rewatch the whole thing to get into it, you know, when that happened. In general though, I really liked Skins for the moment in time that I watched it. I really loved the like one episode per character style. That also led to something interesting where there were certain characters I cared about a lot more. I really liked Cassie, I remember. I don't remember who else I liked, but I definitely liked some other people. I don't think it's an A. Wow, I was so nervous about not having anything on B, but we've got there. We're getting some B's up in here. Teen Wolf is next. Okay. Ooh, this is a problem for me. No, it's not. It gets to be up with Gossip Girl. I forgot that Teen Wolf was even on this list because I was convinced Gossip Girl was going to be by itself up there. But let me tell you something. I love Teen Wolf. So I never watched the 80s movie that Teen Wolf is based on, and it's very loosely based on it anyway, I've heard. So I don't feel like we have to compare those at all. Teen Wolf is its own thing to me. Teen Wolf is the show to me. I've never cared about the movie in the slightest. The main thing about Teen Wolf is Styles, Dylan O'Brien, and Stydia. I liked other things. I really liked Kira. I really liked Scott. I mean, I really liked all of the characters except for Derek, which is gonna make some people mad at me, but don't worry about it. I don't hate Derek. He's just boring. People who aren't teenage girls brushed it off aside as being Teen Wolf, the hunky wolf show. And like, I can see why you might do that, but it was genuinely funny, genuinely had like a good plot and like good characters and good actors. Season 6 ruined my life. And honestly, Teen Wolf is one of my favorite shows ever. And I've not finished it to this day because I watched the finale, but I didn't watch the 2 episodes before it because I hate season 6 so much. I kind of am okay with the first half of season 6 where like Styles is missing, the second half of season 6 where he's just like gone to the police academy. boring. And honestly, it's not just because Styles is gone. He is a huge part of the show. There was something missing without him, but they could have continued without him. They just sucked at it. Like, I don't know what happened with 6B, the last 10 episodes of Teen Wolf, but oh my gosh, they were a nightmare. They were horrible. They were a mess. They weren't entertaining. They like just got rid of Kira, but that was the whole season 6. I don't understand that, because it wasn't Art and Cho leaving like most of the time when characters leave. It was like they just decided they didn't need her anymore. What was that about? I liked Kira, thank you. It's still like one of my favorite shows. I love Teen Wolf dearly. So it gets to be up there with Gossip Girl, my 2 favorites. There's really only one thing coming that has even the potential to get to S, but we can't talk about that yet. It's not time. Right now it's time for the 100. Oh my gosh, I talk about everything for so long. This video sucks, but I'm still gonna upload it, so you're watching it right now. Sorry about that. The thing about the 100 is I liked it in the first bit when it was more about like all of them being stuck there and like fighting with each other, and like when they were trying to tear the wristbands off each other. That was when I really liked it, like right at the start. But then I just really hated like everything to do with the Grounders, which is like most of the story after like the first couple episodes. I would like to say that I like it a B, but it's not with those other ones for me. So it's gotta be a C. Sorry about that. I know a lot of people like the 100. I don't know, I got tired of it, and I just didn't like the Grounders, which is a lot of the story. Next is the Carrie Diaries, which is kind of a weird one because so many people like it, and it's always on all of these lists of like teen dramas and things, but like it got canceled so early. Was it 1 or 2 seasons that they got? It was like just cute. It was a cute little show, and it's kind of sad that it got canceled so early, but it's also nothing like too special. Yeah, I don't feel like I want to consider this one that much. It's going to C. Everything is in a C. The Fosters. It's definitely either a B or C. So I watched The Fosters up until Jesus switched actors, even though I love Noah Centineo now. I didn't know him back then, and I was like, where's my Max from Wizards of Waverly Place? I think I liked The Fosters while I was watching it, but like in hindsight, I don't know why it's so popular. It's not a B, but it's not a D. And so it's a C. The OC, which makes me so happy. I love the OC so much. I definitely love it more than the A's. And I think I do love it equally to S's. Okay, it's S. And you know what I love about the OC? I love the theme song. California, here we come. But I just think the show's so cute. I can't explain it. It makes me happy and I love it. And that's that. Thank you. Goodbye. Next is The Society, which is like super new. And it was on the Google results. So I was like, I guess I have to include it. I feel pretty safe putting it at a B. Because even though I made a whole video critiquing it, I still really like it. I can't explain it. I like it a lot. And I think it has a lot of potential. And I also just like think it's not as good as it could be, which is sort of how I feel about all of the B ones. The Vampire Diaries. Ooh, complicated. Here's my hot take of the week, or like the second one in this video. I don't like the Vampire Diaries. I know it's weird. It's like kind of up my alley, and I get why other people like it. I think what I've come to realize is what I think is missing in the Vampire Diaries is like real comedic relief, because it's so serious all the time and it's so brooding. Maybe that's it. I don't like brooding characters usually. Everybody on the Vampire Diaries is a brooder, and the only characters I like are Caroline and Bonnie. And I think maybe the main thing is, like, the main draw of the show is ships. It's ship wars, it's ships, left and right. I'm not even slightly invested in the Stelena love triangle. And so honestly, it's a D. Veronica Mars, that's interesting. Haven't watched that in a long time. I'm excited that they're making some more of it. I do remember really liking it. I think it's either gonna be a B or an A. And you know what? It's an A. I was really about to put it on B, and then I was like, you know what? No, it's better than this. It's an A. Okay, that's all of them. Ooh, this is exciting. I have it made. Well, the video's over. Listen, I don't know how many people are gonna agree and disagree with me. I think there are some ones that are definitely going to be debated in this comment section. Like, lots of people are going to want Vampire Diaries higher, lots of people are going to want Riverdale lower, lots of people are going to want Pretty Little Liars in S, lots of people are going to want One Tree Hill in S, lots of people are going to want all of theirs higher, lots of people are going to want 13 Reasons Why in the lowest tier. Anyway, feel free to disagree with me. This is just like how I feel. Thank you. Good night.